Now in this video class we are going to discuss about 11th standard computer science chapter 2 Boolean algebra part 2. The previous video we discussed about the XOR and the XNOR gates. Okay, the continuation of XNOR gate we discussed in this video, and we discussed some of the theorems of Boolean algebra. Okay, so now we see the logic symbol of XNOR gate. We already discussed in the previous section logic circuit of XNOR gate. How we can draw XOR gate followed by a NOT gate as the logic circuit for XNOR gate. Okay. Now you can see the logic symbol of XNOR gate using De Morgan's theorem in Boolean algebra included a dot. Okay, that is one circle dot is known as a included dot, stands for the XNOR gate. What is the symbol for XOR gate? Encircled plus. Okay, what is the symbol for XNOR gate? Included dot, that is within a circle you put one dot. So this symbol is used to denote the XNOR gate. Therefore the equation C equal to A encircled A included dot B. Okay, so the logic symbol for XNOR gate is we are passing two inputs A, B, and that is XOR gate. How you can draw the XOR gate? We put one curve line. After the curve line, you can leave some space and draw the OR gate. Okay, so this is the symbol for XOR gate, and we just invert the output of this XOR gate, we get the XNOR gate. For inverting, we just put circle alone. Okay, circle alone is used to indicate the NOT gate. Okay, so put circle, and what is the output? You can get C equal to A included dot B. Okay, so this is the output for XNOR gate. Now you can see the truth table for XNOR gate. When you get the true output, when both the inputs are same, the output is true. Okay, now you can see the truth table. We are passing two inputs A and B. How many combinations of values are there? 4 combinations, that is 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So what is the output when the inputs are same? That is we are passing the input of A and B is 0. So 0 0, we get the output as 1. And then if we pass the different inputs, that is 0 1 1 0, what is the output we can get? We get the output as false. That is 0 0. Again we are passing the input 1 1, that is same inputs. We get the output is also true. Okay, so this is the truth table for XNOR gate. In 3 mark question or 2 mark question, they will ask separately for specific gate. Write about XNOR gate, write about XOR gate. Okay, or in 3 mark question they ask write the derived gates. Okay, so if the questions asked like that, derived gates means you have to explain NAND, NOR, XOR, XNOR gates. Why these gates are called as derived gates? Because these gates are derived from the existing one. Okay, so NAND gate is the combination of AND and NOT. NOR gate is the combination of OR and NOT. XOR gate is the combination of AND OR NOT. XNOR gate is the combination of XOR and NOT gate. Okay, so we call it as the derived gates. These gates are derived from the existing one. So we call it as a derived gates. Okay, what are the different types of gates? One is fundamental logic gates, another one is universal logic gates, and then one more is derived gates. Okay, what are the fundamental logic gates? AND OR NOT is known as a fundamental logic gates. What are the universal logic gates? NAND NOR is known as a universal logic gates. What are the derived gates? NAND NOR XOR XNOR. These are all known as the derived gates. Okay, is it clear? Okay, now you can see the output of the XNOR gate. Using combination of logic gates, complex operations can be performed. We discussed a lot of logic gates. No, for what purpose we are using this logic gates? These logic gates are used for complex operations can be done. Okay, so in theory there is no limit to the number of gates that can be arranged together in a single device. So in theory we can use more than one logic gate to process the operation. But in practice there is a limit to the number of gates that can be packed into a given physical space. So if you handle in practical in if we apply this circuit means we must take care of the number of gates used to process the operations. Okay, arrays of logic gates are formed in digital integrated circuits. We see no in computers motherboards we can see several logic gates are inbuilt. Okay, so arrays of logic gates are found in digital integrated circuits. So now you can see the theorems of Boolean algebra. What are the theorems are available? Identity law, that is a plus 0. We already know no addition identity is 0. We can add any number with a 0. We get that same number as a output. Okay. So when you substitute the value of a is 1. 1 plus 0 it gives the value 1. So when you substitute the value of a is 0, 0 plus 0, again we get the value is 0. That is what is the value for a, that same value is given for the output. Okay, for that only a plus 0 equal to a. So addition identity is 0. When we add any number to 0, we get the same number. Okay, multiplication identity is 1. A dot 1 is equal to a. So we multiply any number with 1, we get that same number. Okay, so identity law. The addition identity is 0 and the multiplication identity is 1. And then complement law. A plus A complement is equal to 1. We substitute the value for A. We take A equal to 0. 0 plus A complement. A complement means what is the output we can get? A is 0 means A complement is equal to 1. That is invert a number. Okay. So 0 plus 1. What is the output we can get? 1. Okay. So when you take the value of a is 1, 1 plus 1 complement. What is the value for 1 complement? Again we invert the input. That is we can get the output is 0. 1 plus 0 is also equal to 1. Okay. And then next complement law. A dot A bar equal to 0. In the last expression we discussed, A dot A bar based on the complement law we take the value 0 and B dot B bar is also 0. Yes. So A dot A complement equal to 0. We substitute the value. We take value of A is 1. 1 dot A complement. What is the value for A complement? 1 complement. 1 complement it gives the value 0. So 1 into 0 is equal to 0. Okay. And then commutative law. Commutative law is only applicable for addition and multiplication. That is A plus B is equal to B plus A. A into B equal to B into A. You can interchange the value. We apply this law also in the last equation is we get the value B bar into A. We just write B bar into A bar. Okay. We rewrite this statements as A bar into B bar. Okay. So commutative law A plus B is equal to B plus A. If for example we substitute the value of A is 1 and B is 0. 1 plus 0, what is the output we get? 1. 0 plus 1, what is the output? The same output 1 will be produced. That is when we interchange the variable, the values cannot be changed. A plus B equal to B plus A. From this equation, we are interchanging the position of the variable b. Okay. So, in the first equation, b is placed in the second place. In the second, after the equal symbol, b is placed in the first position. There is no problem. We can change the variable. We get the same value only. So, this is a commutative law. And then associative law. Associative law is used to group the elements for processing. Okay. So, we put brackets to evaluate the variables. So A plus B plus C is equal to, we just multiply the things. We just add the elements. Okay. So we are interchanging the brackets. A plus B plus C. In the first, we put brackets for B plus C. So in the right side, we are changing the brackets. A plus B, the A plus B is having brackets and then plus C. Okay. Associative law is used to group the elements for evaluation. Okay. And then A dot B dot C. So B dot C, first in the first left side we are putting brackets for B into C is equal to A into B bracket dot C. In the right side we put brackets for A into B. Okay. So this is associative law. And then distributive law. We are going to distribute the AND operator over the OR. And then next expression we are going to distribute the OR operator over the AND. That is, and operator is used to denote the multiplication operation, and or operator is used to denote the addition operation. Okay. So now you can see the first distributive law, A into B plus C. That is, dot operator is used for multiplication symbol. Okay, either we can read A into B plus C or A dot B plus C. So now you can multiply the value A into B plus A into C. And then second distributive law is A plus B into C. Now we can multiply the element A plus B into A plus C. Okay. So this is the two distributive laws. We distribute the operator, multiplication operator and addition operator through this equations. Okay. And then null element. That is, A plus 1 is equal to 1. A into 0 equal to 0. Now we can take any value for A. 1 plus 1, what we get? We get the element as 1. 0 plus 1, again we get the same element 1. Okay. So if we substitute the value of A is 0. 0 into 0, what we get? We get the value is 0. And then if we take the A value is 1. 1 into 0 is also, it produce the result as 0. Okay. So these are the null elements. Now you can see the involution. That is, we cancelled A complement is equal to A. The complements are cancelled based on the theorem involution. Okay. In temperature. And then next, third distribution law, A plus A bar dot B. We can write this one, A plus A bar. It gives A plus A into A bar plus A plus B. Okay, A into A bar, we get the value is 0. And we omit that term, we get only A plus B. Okay. Interpotence, and then next law is A plus A is equal to A. And then A dot A is equal to A. We just substitute the value. A, the value of A is 1. 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. A into A. That is, 1 into 1 is also gives the 1. Absorption law. So A plus A into B is equal to A. These laws are used to simplify the gates. Okay. So A plus A into B is equal to A. How we can get this one? We just multiply the elements. A dot A plus B is equal to A. And then De Morgan's law we already discussed. A plus B the whole bar equal to A bar into B bar. A into B the whole bar equal to A bar plus B bar. Okay. So these are the theorems of Boolean algebra. These theorems are used to simplify the Boolean equation. Once the Boolean equations are simplified, then you can use a logic gates, means we can use minimum number of logic gates to build the circuits. Okay. Otherwise we requires more number of logic gates to build the logic circuit. So always we need minimum number of logic gates to build the logic circuits. Okay students. So that's all about this chapter 2. Part 2 Boolean Algebra. So now the chapter 2 is completed. In this chapter we studied two parts. First part we discussed about the number system. What are the different types of number system used in the computers? How we can convert from one number system to another number system, and what are the different encoding systems are there. Okay. And then second part we are discussing only the Boolean algebra. That is, who developed Boolean algebra, why we need a Boolean algebra, how to draw the logic gates, what are the different types of logic gates are there, how the logic gates can be produce the output. At last we discuss the theorems of Boolean algebra. Okay, is it clear ma? Okay students, in the next video we discuss in the chapter 3. Okay, okay students, thank you.